Hello and welcome to a brand new Unsourced. Well, I'm joined again by Tony and Doug as we delve into Children of the Corn Revelation. We're in a whole new era here. Isaac has returned and that went nowhere, but finally we have some revelations. It's going to be good. You know, a movie is good when it's labeled Revelation. That's never a bad sign. But let's just get into it.
I like that it's just one revelation. By the way, it's not revelations. It's just revelation.
Yeah, what is revealed here? I don't know. Maybe someone here.
Well, technically, is the book in the Bible is just singular, right?
Yes,
That's
yeah,
right.
but this isn't really biblical in that sense.
No, because that conjures the idea of like, oh, this is like the end times. I don't know. This is just like an apartment building has bad vibes or something.
I hate to say it, guys, but I think these movies are kind of bad.
No,
I think that's the reason why
they ruined it. They ruined the perfect track record. This is the Scream 7, The Children of Corn. All of them were good before this one. This is the worst.
That's true. One. Yeah,
I didn't think of it that way.
Anyway, so Children of Corn Revelation. I think this it's not the last Dimension one. It's one before the last Dimension one, but we'll get to that. But let's just first thoughts. Tony, what did you think of Children of Revelation?
So like for the past 3 movies that we've been watching, I've been going like, please, let's get campier, let's get cornier, and I kind of got my wish, but in the process, we also got a mangled mess, perhaps one of the most shockingly incompetent horror movies I've seen in a long time, and part of that has a lot of charm to it. I was grinning ear to ear for large parts of this runtime. I was a lot more engaged in this film than I was with 5 or 6. But that being said, this movie is ramshackle. It barely makes it to the 80 minutes. And even then, it feels a lot more like a television commercial more than a proper television show. I can't wait to get into specific details because there's a lot of things that just stuck out as stupid to me. But when it comes to the broad points, I would really struggle to imagine anybody who even claims to be a Children of the Corn fan, thinking to themselves that this is a memorable movie in any way.
How dare you, man? This is the closest to Stephen King's original vision that I've seen so far. Boring.
My apologies. That's just me being ignorant to the source material. So
lock you up just like all the other Stephen King fans.
No.
Anyway, so Doug, what were you? What was your first thoughts on Revelation? You there? Am I there? Can you hear me?
Doug has been stolen by the Children of the Corn.
While we wait, I'll give my first thoughts, and hopefully he hears it. But all right, so one, did anyone else have to continually reach?
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted.
All right, go ahead. Okay, good. Go ahead. I can say mine later.
Kill this movie. Abort it. It's bad. I mean, we've had some duds in this franchise before, but I mean, it's just, we were saying before we started, it's at least the other bad ones were attempting something kind of
it was a germ of idea.
There was a germ of idea. This movie has Michael Ironside and does nothing with him. The great Michael Ironside.
Shame.
Yeah. This guy's been in Paul Verhoeven movies. He's
in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Why is he here? I thought he was gonna be either the big bad or maybe like the red herring who comes and saves the day. No.
He disappears, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. No, they just have him for a day. That's all they got him for.
I don't know.
All right. But yeah, it's shocking. Doug, you done or you?
Yeah. I was done.
All right. So first things first. Did anyone else have to continually recheck to make sure that wasn't Dina Meyer? Because it looks exactly like her, right? Right? Am I saying for thing in this? She looks exactly like Dina Meyer.
Honestly, I was struggling to stay awake. I had to watch the climax of this movie twice. I fell asleep.
All right. Secondly, this is just if you show me everything about this movie up until and show me no corn, I'll cut all the corn stuff out, and like you show me all the other scenes in this movie, all right? I would believe. You tell me what movie is this part of? What franchise is this for? I would say Hellraiser. This plays out exactly like a direct-to-video Hellraiser movie.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta go to
Mm.
an unknown location. I'm looking for someone. There's a mystery behind someone's disappearance. I have to check into. Plotting. I'm speaking to a detective. Plotting. Oh, look, something eerie is happening. I'm in a very cheap hotel and motel room, and it's like it's insane. It's insane. It feels like Deader or Inferno. Like what is going on here?
And it
And
feels like it's from the early 90s as well.
you're right. When you mentioned like the TV show, like this is 2000. We're deep in 2000. Not deep in 2000. We're there at this point, and it feels like it could be like a really bad Tales from the Crypt episode, you know? And it's insane. And lastly, this should have been called Urban Harvest. And Urban Harvest should have been called Revelation.
Probably, yeah.
They should have switched
yeah.
titles. Okay, I'm gonna buy the rights. I'm gonna switch the titles, and everyone's getting confused. But it makes more sense because
No, they'll be happy. Actually, no, Elvis, they're all gonna be like, finally, the children of the Corniverse has been restored.
because that one had some revelations in it. That one revealed stuff. This one is like, oh, what if Children of Corn was in a really grungy environment, urban environment, and then like did nothing with it? Because at least that one's like, oh, they're in a cityscape, and we're just gonna have corn pop up in this abandoned lot, and like, okay, that's fun. This one, like, it's barely taking advantage of the fact, other than like, oh, this is a grimy kind of slum. It's ridiculous.
This movie has the feeling of a video game for like the PS2, like that was made in Japan, right? That never got like translated to America, and then people will do that in the future, right? But then like they translate it, you have it so American audiences can play it, and then they all realize there's a reason it was never translated. The game sucked shit, right? Like this movie has this feeling of like uncanniness, like nobody in it feels quite human, and there's like a strange escalation factor in terms of like how people respond to things. Yeah, I don't know. It's very thoughtless, and it definitely reeks of somebody who has no idea how to make a horror movie.
It's got kids in it.
The kids aren't threatening until like the very last minute. Even then, not by much.
No.
The first kids we see, they're like normal, and like not normal, but like they're like, oh, they just want to play video games. That's it. Like there's no tension here. Just her aimlessly walking around asking about where's my grandmother. It feels like in the video game, you're right, but it feels like one of the point and click video games where like you zoom in on the guy's face and it's like a barely animated picture going, "What do you want, young one?" You know?
Yeah.
Like just
Fallout.
Like clicking the key on everybody's face.
Exactly.
You're just like, oh, well, I'm stuck here for an hour now.
It feels like that. The point and click adventure. It's sucks shit, man. Well, let's get into it. All right. So, the big hook of this is that this woman's grandmother has gone missing. The first scene in the movie is the grandmother. She's like in her bedroom, and she's having this vision of corn and fire, and she's like, where are you? And then that's where that ends. And then like, okay, and then the next thing we see is this young woman arriving to the hotel that apparently her grandmother was staying in. And like I forgot, I literally thought, like, what the fuck is going on with that woman? Will that come up ever again? Because it takes a while. They stretch this out because we have to go see every part of this woman's journey, from the taxi arriving to her getting out of the taxi, to going to the lobby, to her going to the elevator, to her, meeting some of the children. Again, we see the children off the bat, and there's nothing interesting about it. Oh, if we didn't know this was a children corner movie, who gives a crap about these kids? They just plop them in. They don't have these same two kids, and they're not interesting. Like, oh, look, it's scary at the camera, kids, but they're not. I hate to be too mean about kid actors, but we're seeing major loss of returns here with these. We're the days of Micah and Eli even, and even Ezekiel. I miss Ezekiel. Are all gone at this point. Like, there's nothing here for these kids. It's a shame, but intro. You guys, think of the intro here.
We've been kind of seeing these like cold opens, right? And I was kind of trained to be like, oh, they're just starting up. I can just be like, whatever. But like when the movie starts up, it's so like in your face, being like, oh, this is what the setup of the movie is. And I was like, oh, I got to rewind in case I missed anything. But then exactly what you said there, it's like so drawn out. It's the stupid thing where it's like we have to see every step of this process getting her to this point, and it reeks of like I brought up television before, and I say that in the sense that it's like old-fashioned television. Like you're seeing every step of the process. Everything is artfully like made in the sense that it's technically proficient, but it doesn't have any consideration for like what the tools of cinema are meant to do. Like the shot composition here is not considering what shots you should use to make a horror film to build suspense.
I don't even know what to say about it.
I'm running through it. There's nothing interesting. Everything that Tony said is on the money. It's so flat. Everything is just so in your face. It feels like this isn't even a set. It's probably a set from a different production. They didn't build anything for this. I don't believe it.
It looks like they sold the fucking Eraserhead set. Like it's the same kind of vibe they're going for. And by the way, this might actually give us something to talk about. Did you guys pay attention to the elevator door at all?
No.
I'll go back, but I didn't
Elvis,
know.
Elvis, go back to the first time that we see her go into the apartment, right? When she's like lifting up the door and she's closing it again. Like there's a couple moments where she has to do that.
Yeah, I got it.
So one of my favorite things that I noticed early on is that door is not connected to the wall. There is no mechanism in place that's like holding that door there. That is just stage hands who are lifting it up and closing it off camera.
Oh my God, you're fucking right.
And you can actually see their hands in the corner of the frame. and
Wow.
And once I saw that, I can't unsee that. And if you go through the movie, every time somebody is lifting and closing that door, like it has that distinct like human quality to it. Like it's not on any kind of like rail or anything,
Why would you even need it then at that point?
Why? Yeah. Why did you write it? Like, why did you choose to have a thing that had an elevator like this? Surely it could be easier for you to find a set.
Just two doors.
Exactly a normal elevator. The fact that they did this clearly says that they wanted to create some kind of like mood, but they didn't consider the steps it would take to actually realize this.
Or it's supposed to feel unnatural intentionally. It's
there's an uncanny surrealness. Yeah, no, I agree. In this troll level kind of a carbon complex. Yeah, it also reminds me of Troll. And,
the first one.
Yeah, or Mimic 2. And I want to bring up Mimic 2 because the sheriff and Isaac's wife was the girl from Mimic and Mimic 2, the punky chick from Mimic and Mimic 2. Have you ever seen those? And so that's very funny because I remember the Mimic 2 because that also takes place in like these really, really clearly false, enclosed, very, very cramped sets, grungy sets. So this reminded me visually a lot of Mimic 2. Like this is what feels like the first direct-to-video Children of the Corn to me. Like all the other ones, like it's clearly direct-to-video, but I'm surprised by some of the choices it makes, by some of the way that it's shot. There'll be interesting attempts to stuff here. This one is like so. This is clearly on like a really shoddy backlot they have for like half an hour to set up,
Oh yeah.
So this is the first one that feels constrained. Obviously everyone's like, oh, they ran out of money, they couldn't do this. This is hurt a lot by that. I can't imagine that anything new was done for this at all. And that's
I totally agree that this does feel like the biggest step down in terms of production. And it definitely has, like I was saying before, it just doesn't understand how to build tone or suspense in the same kind of horror way. Like this filmmaker, it should be noted that he was a television filmmaker. He directed episodes of like the A-Team, right? And he never did direct a horror movie. And fun fact, this was the last film he directed. Last thing he ever did in the film industry. His wife got sick and he had to leave the industry because of it. It's like,
okay. I was going to make a joke, but then I feel bad now.
How dare you, Tony, for saying that?
How can I endear him to you guys now?
This is an underdog story now. This is my favorite one now.
Yeah, I can't. I have no. I retract all bad stuff. This is he put in the work.
he made this movie for his dying wife. This was the thing that cured her. Actually,
For Wes.
He turned it in on time. The actors remembered their lines. So.
I just love that. Like every scene in this movie is just like on a tripod panning. And there's barely any motion. Like in the climax, we'll get some camera effects and stuff, but this movie is lazy. It is basic coverage stuff that they teach you like day one. Like this is the bare minimum stuff when you have like no vision of how to film a script.
Yeah, no, there is no visual style to that. Again, all the other ones, like, it's nostalgic for Fields of Terror, because Fields of Terror, even though it's not great, like, it kind of hits you right at the back of the head with what it's trying to do stylistically. Like, holy shit, I'm still reeling from the first time I saw it. Like, I did not expect this. I'm like, this is a swing, yeah, really bad swing, but it's like, Jesus, this is something that I would not. It's so out of left field that I respect it. This is just nothing. It's like just point and click, And again, it's not like the story is great either. It's a lot of, where's my grandmother? Where's my grandmother? Where's my grandmother?
It is a video game. It's like a shitty Shenmue.
Exactly.
Or Shenmue,
yeah. So it's literally just her going to set pieces, and that's it. Like, oh, did you fail the dialogue check? Type shit. It's like, I don't care. This is not interesting. So again, I don't think there's really a way you can make that interesting. There's not really a way to do that. I think that on a script and fundamentally creative level, this movie was doomed from the start.
Well, what we're getting here is like an even further dumbing down of the Children of the Corn thing. This is again something that I wanted. I wanted this to be more of a slasher film, and on that regard, I don't think that concept is bad at all. And in fact, I will say the larger idea of having these kids not be like actual kids and they're more like ghost kids, I think that's great. I think that makes sense. That being said, I think that just nobody cared. I don't think that anybody on the set, anybody, behind the camera, in front of it, you name it, I don't think anybody knew what they were doing or cared what they were making.
For Children of Corn 7, I don't believe you.
Well, they had to reveal something, so clearly they had something in their pocket.
All right.
I guess I agree in theory that like having them be ghosts like streamlines the idea of like you don't need to see the kids like be like radicalized or like
Okay, so
inducted into the cult.
I mean, that's, I can bring one thing up. This has got to be like the darkest version of the kids, right? Like in terms of backstory. Yeah. Because I love that part where because these kids are all like, we see them, and I don't think there's one that's older than like 14. Okay, we see them like, so it's so funny. It's funny in how audacious it is, but when the cop, love interest guy comes up and he's like, I got the history, at the background. We're doing that exposition scene now, and there was an evil cult of kids who thought that becoming adults was a sin, and but they all killed themselves before they could get shut down. Like some sort of fucking kids only Jonestown happened, like Waco, but just kids. It's insane. And like that's really dark.
That should have been the movie.
That's like just like Bugs Me Alone, but like fucking David Koresh and shit. That's a story idea, but like it's crazy, right? Because all the other times, like, but yeah, they're trying to keep some semblance of like reality and hiding their crimes and killing all the adults. So this is like, no, F it. We're like doing a compound. Abel's compound was about to fucking get raided. It's insane. I love it.
Yeah, that should have been. It should have been like a TV miniseries following the FBI, like tracking this cult, and then like the finale is like the raid, and then like they come in and like all the kids are self-immolated.
That was actually what Task was about. Mark Ruffalo show. Nobody knew because nobody watched it.
But that's darker, right? I admit it's a little bit darker.
Yeah. No, that's sure. An idea. Like, but the movies doesn't I mean, movie doesn't care about anything, so like it's hard to latch on to. But it's like if the movie like depicted that in any kind of meaningful way, maybe that would be something.
Yeah, it doesn't because this movie. We need more 50-second shots of her looking sad.
I like her big chunky laptop that she's sending emails to her work at. You know, it's just a blank white page that she's sending these emails on with like a bunch of negative space. Like, what program are you using? Are you typing out all of your emails in the
Like the
notes app?
office
And then-
gag, you know,
Yeah.
creed.blogspace /creedthoughts.com.
What is her job? She's writing like articles or something.
Does she?
I
I
don't
don't.
know
I
what
don't
she's
even remember
doing.
if she mentions at all. She's just there. Something teleworky, something remote.
Doug, you're right that she writes articles, but I forget what her expertise is. I don't know, just say I don't know, food or something, whatever. Just say
I write grandma articles about missing grandmas.
I write articles about how much I like.
Why does she
knowing
even
that my
need a
grandmother
job?
exists? You know, so when I don't know that my grandmother exists, that really hurts my bottom line. You know,
Yeah, she turns in an article. It's just a question mark.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know.
You tell me.
So the cop stuff. I want to talk about the cop introduction scene at all. I don't care. He's boring.
I like that she's throwing the styrofoam bits in her coffee. I thought that was like a fine piece of detail.
Yeah, some good, character work, character business. She gets someone throws bloody corn at her window, which is like 2 stories up. So someone has really fucking good aim, chunky, gooey, bloody corn. But she goes out to investigate and meets the girl on the cover on the poster who's doing hopscotch, and we never see her again. She's just there to be creepy, but it makes her for a good image, right?
How do you play hopscotch on a pentagram? I was trying to figure out what's the pattern that you jump into, right? They numbered it, but it didn't really make a lot of sense, you know? I'm trying to figure it out from why
it's
a kid would want
satanic,
it, you know?
It's satanic.
Oh,
okay.
right. It's just scary. So why should I even care? That's the logic we're on. That's right.
Well, are they satanic cult? It's so undercooked. They thought that being adults was a sin, but okay.
I think this one
themed one.
I think this one makes He Who Walks Behind the, even though we've seen a prequel or whatever origin for him, that there's it's the devil. They worship the devil. I think that's what this movie posits.
That's such a dumbing down. It's it reminds me of all these other direct-to-video movies that dumb down the concept a lot more. It's like in Mimic 2. I'm going to bring Mimic 2 again, okay? In Mimic 1, they mentioned in a big scene what different insects they use to create the mutant bugs, right? There's a big scene, and the point is that they don't use cockroach DNA because they're doing something to mimic cockroaches. So they don't use cockroaches. They would just clone cockroaches, okay? So no, they're not doing that. That's the whole point. In Mimic 2, there's a scene where but these scientists mutated cockroaches. That's not what happened. That's not what happened in the first Mimic. And also with the Cell 2. Remember the Cell, the JLo movie? Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the cell, it's a machine that they hook their brains into, right? But then the Cell 2, the Cell 2, I've seen it. Okay, it exists. They're
did not know there was a Cell 2.
It is so. They're there are some people who can create cells with their psychic abilities and go into the minds of villains and criminals. And that's not what the first one's about. They have a machine. You could just easily just have the machine again. Just say, oh, here's a machine. You don't.
You need a budget for a machine though. If it's just psychic, then you can just put your hands on your head and be like, whoa.
It's called imagination.
Yeah.
But that reminds me of that, because you're right. It does feel like this is the devil, and we're just going to just really shorten it down because people who are watching this are probably going to watch it when they're 11 o'clock, they're having sex and Stars on, and it's played after the last kind of softcore porn they were watching.
God, imagine this coming on during. That's sad.
The old woman's like, "Where are you?"
I feel like if you're seeing somebody and they're the Children of the Corn movies, that's what we're gonna watch casually. I don't know. Maybe that's a red flag. right? Like maybe that's something that like you talk to your friends about. I don't know. Really into the
Kill.
Children of the Corn movie?
Yeah, I mean, does she have a really nice personality? Like, what's?
I know that's the test. If she can stand that, she can stand anything. You know, she's a keeper. She's in for a long haul. You can miss.
Yeah, this is a good
that's the
filter.
reverse.
That's true.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yeah, like when you tell a bad joke on purpose to be like, what are you gonna laugh at?
Where's your line? When do you say it's enough is enough? Just like trying to show them as many Children of the Corn movies, just being like, no, these are great. These are my favorite movies.
Watch them all. This will take 3 months. Why did we do this?
This was the one that really made me question essentially like the endeavor, my life. Like,
this is a horrible decision. I've thought so too. Like, my God, man, why? There's 4 more of these.
This was exactly what I was expecting from the onset. I expected like 11, 12 of these, like I was like, oh, finally some like territory that I was kind of anticipating. All the other ones, they were like bad in like weirdly interesting ways. This one is bad just mainly on the incompetent front.
Yeah. Anyway, so she goes and to a deli to get some groceries, and she recreates the Back to the Future 2 scene that has Elijah Wood in it. And for some reason, but there's with these two, they're ghosts. How do they pick up controllers?
And why do they want to play video games? Like that's the question.
Well, Doug. Okay, so let's say you're a ghost, right? So you're a ghost and you're watching time fly by, right? And you're seeing all of the great advancements in technology, right? Wouldn't you feel pissed that you missed out on
House of the Dead?
I would, like the stick in the hoop,
But it's not. But it's not. It's not overkill. So what's the point?
I played a lot of 1 and 2 just because that was the one on the Dreamcast. So like it's fun, but yeah, I guess if especially if you've never played a video game.
Yeah, well, House of the Dead was like classic. This is our foray into the 2000s. And this is a good like reminder of that. And this was. But
like also, this movie has no budget, so there's no way they paid for licensing.
Oh, no.
Someone had that, or like this was like a real location.
Yeah, like that's just a real deli that had the arcade box.
And like no one's gonna notice this shit.
I hesitate to say that it's a real deli though. Like everything looks like a set in this movie. Like it really like I looked at it. Apparently they shot this movie in Alberta, Toronto, and LA. And I'm having a really hard time discerning where is where.
You know what? Then I imagine someone in LA probably had this cabinet.
Maybe the director was trying to, maybe before his wife got sick, he was trying to like pitch himself for the House of the Dead movie. And he was like, because when did Uwe Rolls come out? 2003. So 2 years later. So yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. He was like, no, I can do this.
We were robbed. I want Guy.
Magar.
Guy
Maga.
He's Guy Madden's evil brother.
Oh, okay.
So the funniest part about this clip is that so she leaves the deli and immediately sees the little girl again, and the little girl uses her ghost powers just to get in front of her again, just to bum another quarter. What a bum. She's a ghost. She can't get more quarters somehow.
Like, that's a funny, like, I don't know. Like, is this movie a comedy? Because that's a funny bit. And then, like, later towards the whole climax, I'm kind of cackling.
I do like Abel. He sounds like the guy from Psycho Killer. Well, he's not great. And that's not the reason why I like the guy from Psycho Killer either. But anyway, so
you mean the movie? I was like the guy from the song. It's like
I've seen those clips of that movie. I haven't seen the entire thing, but he sounds so fucking hilarious in those clips in that movie.
We've got to do something about these children of the corn.
This is not my beautiful corn.
This is not my beautiful field.
All right, so she leaves the deli, and we get our first 10-second clip of Michael Ironside.
He like wandered away from the ER set or something. I don't know. He was happened to be wearing a priest costume.
They offered him a sub sandwich. They were just like, "Hey, Mike, like come on over." I like that one of the trivia things on IMDb. They were like, apparently the crew was really excited to have Michael Ironside on set, and I'm like,
Me too.
yeah, fucking course. Like, what else do you have going for you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm interested in it. Like, why not? I love your voice. All
Yeah,
right.
and this guy doesn't even use his voice in this first scene. So I'm like, oh wow, they're saving Michael Ironside's voice. Like, what restraint? Like, this is like a power move almost. Like, you're like, oh, they're gonna really deliver later, right? Right?
and Doug was still waiting for me.
And eventually, he stopped thinking.
I'm still ready. Come on, Mr. Ironside.
All right, so she goes back to the she goes back to the hotel, and written on the hotel's sort of key welcome desk is Jamie go home. And I feel like if her grandmother was going to do that, we figured out later that her grandmother's ghost is trying to get her to go to get out. And like I feel like she could have written something longer. Like, there's fucking ghosts here. I'm dead. I'm a ghost. Leave. I mean, she's a young girl again, so she's not the
Right.
old lady bone. She can fucking write something. She had enough time to write that in 3 different color chalk.
Ghost can ask for change and play arcade cabinet. So like, I think she could just like take like an actual piece of paper and write a note and leave it under the door, or just like type something out on her like laptop.
Right.
Or like do the classic ghost thing, write it in a mirror or something. You know, people get scared by that shit, right? Every route taken in this movie is like the dumbest one possible, because it's like, oh, something spooky is supposed to go here, so we're gonna put it here. That's the vibe of everything here.
Yeah, no, it is. Anyway, so what's her face? Jamie. I just saw her name written in chalk. Why do you keep forgetting what her name is?
The most memorable protagonist in the franchise.
So Jamie comes, does some snooping, and she finds out that there's an illegal weed or some shit, marijuana. Is it marijuana, or it's just someone's growing something? And he's like, she gets accosted by some of the colorful characters. Let's go through some of the residents of this hotel. So there's a guy who's high all the time and is kind of a perv. There's a weird survivalist guy who's
night vision goggles.
Probably
Who's probably
shirtless.
Yeah. Well, he has to keep the product clean. I think he's a drug maker, dealer. I don't know. I think he's growing marijuana. I don't give a fuck. There's crotchety old man, and then there's really nice party girl.
Yep, that's them.
That's them.
You know, the sex worker stripper, right? 2 notes on them, right?
Mm.
First off, insane that they're working a 12-hour shift, right?
Mm.
Like a 12-hour shift at a strip club. That sounds like a long time. I can't imagine being on your heels for that long, you know? And then the other thing, it's like that scene is shot so leeringly, right?
Yeah.
When we're seeing her undressed, like the way that it's filmed, you could interpret it as the protagonist being into women and that she's like attracted to her, right? But clearly the only reason that it's filmed that way is because it's like from a pervy person who's like, well, we got to put some boobs in this movie. This is the first Children of the Corn movie with nudity in it. How crazy is that?
Real sexy, just how I like my children.
You know what? At least if you're talking about adults, and their proclivities, not any of the weird shit that the last 3 had. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. True. Everyone here, well, there's ghost kids, but like all the like sexual stuff is just like adults.
Yes. Which is good.
That's why I can't hate this movie more than I've hated other movies in this franchise. At least I didn't go down that route and do it horribly.
Yeah, but that makes it a bastardization of the source material. Because like
Stephen King would not abide by this.
Yeah, where's the weird sex stuff with kids?
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so the high guy is like, I'm gonna eat some of this corn that popped up mysteriously, and so he goes up to the roof to fucking cook it on
As
a
you
That
do.
scene
skillet.
in the movie.
You know what?
That scene in the movie.
This is relatable as fuck. Anyway, he gets like, I'm gonna, like, these kids seem like they're pretty fun. He goes on the hands of the kids and they throw him off the fucking roof.
Hold on, before we get to that detail too, I
Mm.
just love that the fact that he's listening to like Mario Party's version of Caribbean music, and it's like the same
Yeah.
thing on a loop over and over again. And this is a great way to actually bring up something else. Did you guys notice that like every single stock like sound cue? that
Oh
you
my
get
god!
from,
Yes,
like,
yeah. There was like
early
the
digital editing. Yeah, like
Do, 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 do,
like,
Yeah.
it's like these are some old '60s era sound cues you're using, man.
mhm.
Like,
It's
some
like-
stock ass sounds.
it's the
Wait,
stuff that the software comes with now, you
no,
know.
it was the shocked squirrel sound.
Yeah. They literally use like one of those style like classic stingers that are just royalty
All the
free.
budget went into the House of the Dead cabinet, so they had to use like,
That's true.
the freest royalty-free stuff.
I believe that even more than ever now. All right,
Worth
so
every penny.
the high guy is dead.
R.I.P. Best character.
Sorry,
alright.
do you guys know what the budget of this film is?
$2
'Cause I know.
bucks. What's up? What is it?
2.5 million. That's more
No.
than other Children of the Corn movies we've gotten in this series, right? And somehow this looks like the worst.
No,
That's a okay money laundering scheme because like how?
Michael Ironside needed a house.
Like I said, how dare you do a short squeeze on the Children of Corn franchise? You'd be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, he took like 2 million out of the.
How dare you shuck this franchise?
It's an empty
there's a lot
husk
of-
of what it used to be.
Exactly.
Anyway, so we see Michael
But he
Ironside
used
again.
the money to invest in Splinter Cell. I don't know.
It all evens out.
All right, so let's see here. And so she sees Michael Ironside, looming around again, and that's pretty much it. She has a dream of the same thing we saw before, where they're almost like, "Where are you?" And then she gets hit by a train, maybe. But when she dies,
It's hilarious.
it creates all of the corn that pops up, and all the children do the Field of Dreams thing, where they just come out of the cornfield. Which
and we're doing urban harvest beats again.
Exactly.
It's like the cornfield outside of the apartment building, and it's got like the stalks are pulling her into the ground. It's a very we're retreading ground even within the franchise.
Yeah, and you know what? That's mentioned. Like this kind of makes me. This kind of feels like what if you told me a Children of Corn movie was called Urban Harvest. This is what I would imagine it would be. Like, oh, we're gonna spend like so much time in like a really fake urban environment, and then that's gonna be it. We're not really gonna do anything new. It's gonna be like we're just gonna just use that as a gimmick. And Urban Harvest actually it had a lot more interplay than that. I was kind of impressed that it wasn't just that using that as a crutch. But this one would definitely use this as a crutch. Like, yeah, there's a cornfield next to this slum, but okay. That's it. No one else seems to give a fuck.
This is insulting to the legacy of Urban Harvest.
It
Yeah.
is. Anyway, she has that
Mods.
vision. She has that psychic vision. And let's see here. She goes back to the detective Lance Bass. It kind of looks like him, right? It kind of looks like him.
A little bit.
Yeah. And so let's see here.
A
They have-
Canadian trying really hard to be American is what
Yes.
I see in him.
So they speak about nothing. They talk about nothing, but the stripper comes back, and let's see here. You're right. It's very lurid, but it's also, in my opinion, very lazy. It's a very lazy corn kill. We get our first corn kill in a while, and it's very
Talking about
lazy.
bathtub.
The bathtub. This is when she dies. You
Mhm.
know, because
maybe the best kill in the movie, like the stoner one's just silly, but like the idea of like the corn stalks coming to kill her, like cool, but like in a bathtub, you're just doing Nightmare on Elm Street again.
it is. It felt like
Yeah.
those could have been demon arms. Could have been anything. Snakes. It doesn't like. Why is this corn? What is corn about this? Like just pop up out of the fucking bathtub. It's like this is sub Jack Frostian. You know, like at least he was like water. He melted himself. Then he gave ice to trap her. You know, in Jack Frost. This is corn. Like corn. It's dragging her down. I don't give a fuck. This is so
something's
late.
got to get her. Something's got to get her. So it's the corn stalk, you know. And what's when it comes to like making something, just make it green. That's an easy color. It doesn't have to look great. Just green.
And the other thing about this is that, and it's never used again in this fucking movie, but the way that kids do this, the ghost kids pop up and they put like bloody corn kernels into the tub, and that makes the corn grow. But I feel like why not just use their fucking ghost powers? Why add this other complication that doesn't even come up again? They don't use like
It's about process.
anyway, so this is when so I think we're like over halfway through the movie, man. We're going about it to the clip. Nothing interesting is going on other than these people dying. So the survivalist nutcase drug dealer guy is noticing all this creepy stuff going around. And let's see here. We get the information about the devil cult, and this detective guy, like, is this blood? And he licks it. He's like, no, it's chocolate.
What
So
if it was poop?
Exactly right. Like, thank God I didn't embarrass myself by going to you embarrass yourself by licking something off the wall, guy.
You are an embarrassment.
That's
Don't
what
kiss
detectives do. They taste the crime scene.
Jamie, don't kiss this guy. Okay, he's probably got like gigantic 15th level mutated herpes, man.
Yes,
Bacteria that he's carrying. Jeez.
His mouth is dirtier than a dog's. Okay, so they talk about nothing. We know everything. We know everything's clear to us at this point. So they're just rambling around. But then we get our gremlins fucking kill. Where the ornery old guy in the wheelchair, they push him out. They push him out the hallway railing, and he falls to his death. And the Pond is only like 4 stories. I think he could have survived because they're pretty big stories too, not chunky like in a toy way.
Well,
And then he would have been double paralyzed.
Exactly.
well, yeah, I was gonna say he was already in a wheelchair, so his health bar was halved, so like I feel as though that would do it in that case. But
That was
but
just
then
the
also it's
finishing move.
yeah, yeah.
But
I
interesting.
I
Go
hate
ahead.
the fact that he existed in the movie because he was just such a clear, like, kill me. All these characters just have the sign "kill me" written on them. And this movie would have been more effective if this was this apartment complex with all of these random people just disappearing suddenly. If we didn't really pay such close attention to them, or they weren't so hyper characterized with like quirks, then maybe this stuff would actually have some weight to it. But instead, it's just cartoonish and lame.
You could make this feel like the hotel in Barton Fink, where like shit just is off.
Exactly.
And like there's like an emptiness to it.
So there's one thing that I thought was really underserviced. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up to your attention right now. So right after that old guy dies, we see like a kid in the wheelchair, one of the children in the corner wheelchair, like mocking him by wearing his clothes and having fun with the wheelchair. I feel like it'd be much more interesting if that was the old guy. Like they killed him, and he killed an old man. He reverted to a kid as a child of the corn. Like maybe that's like, oh, adults are evil. If you kill yourself, you'd be young forever. That kind of thing.
It's
like
ghost zombies for aging or something. Yeah.
I actually thought that was the intention of the film at one point, because we do have the revelation that the grandmother is a child again, right? And that would be more interesting too, right? Because then, like, what's that's been a thing about this franchise that's been tough to nail down, like, right? Like, what are the rules? What is this? What are we supposed to be scared of, right? And if it was the idea that like children as an entity itself were to represent something demonic, right? And we were just burrowing into why that's creepy, and the victims become children because they joined a part of it or whatever. It at least has something to it, you know. That's an idea, but as it is here, it's like kind of a half idea. It's just like maybe that's what it is, maybe it's not. They don't flesh it out.
Yeah, it just feels like it seems like a circumstance. The fact that she was a cult when she was a child is why she's a child again. Not like it's an enticement of the cult, you know. And like that would have been so much more interesting. You could fit into like procrastination and like nostalgia, and ennui, suicidal tendency. What's it called? What's the thing called? Assisted death, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But you need to have. There's no. Again, it's not even intentional because they was just a scene to mock the fact that the guy was an old man. Like, oh, we're making fun of him. Anyway, so the deli store gets killed off screen somehow.
Yeah, I was because I am fighting to stay awake while watching this, but
I'm like, who's that guy?
Well, who was he? And then I was like, did I miss a kill? Because like a decapitation, like I feel like I would have remembered that.
Yeah, right. I'm like, did I miss someone? And like, oh, the deli guy who had like 2 fucking lines.
I really like the fact that they make it clear that the bag that was underneath, the milk that was underneath his head were jugged milk when it's so clearly a Canadian film, and they should have just been honest. There should have been bags of milk that he was bleeding on.
And you could say that because the children corner are reverting time.
Oh,
like their simpler time.
Close to their roots.
Yeah. Well, let's see here.
Yeah, this should have been fully Canadian, like embrace the Canadianness, like to hammer home the idea of like
evil Canadian children.
Well, the corn's going international, like because we've already teased like German corn seeds, so like like let's start expanding in every direction. Like let's go next one, like I don't know, Russian corn, like just jump around.
It's called aggressive expansion, right? Like there's so many different ways we can take this, right? And Canada, like we have corn here, that's not an issue. Like that's what Alberta's for. So it totally makes sense for it to make that transition. It's just the lameness of just being like, no, we have to pretend that we're America, even though they never say where they are.
I was going to say, this is like Saw. This takes place in America town.
We know that Gatlin exists, but we don't know where Gatlin is in relation to anybody else.
Which is like, yeah, it's a weird sense of not place.
But is this set in Gatlin? Oh wait, because it was. I was wondering, like, I totally forgot this plot element that the fucking hotel is built on like the mass grave of his children. It's
on the mass grave of the children, but they're from Gatlin, but we're not in Gatlin right now. That's the.
So they were buried. Like this has to be nearby.
But this is where. But this it had to be nearby Gatlin because this is not just where they were dying and buried, but this is where his compound was. And so was his compound just outside Gatlin? Because it had to be close by, right?
Had to be, yeah.
One would assume, one would hope. Maybe they took it on the road. Maybe they were doing like an American tour, right? The Gatlin kids, where maybe they had like a folk act.
The Gatlin kids, yeah. Maybe.
All right. So best scene of the movie for me is the insanely under executed bit where the survivalist drug maker guy goes fucking insane. He tells, I'm gonna find out who's been messing with my shit. So he goes down, he has night vision goggles, and he reenacts a portion of like 13 Ghosts, and then he just has a heart attack. So he's chump.
I do like it whenever somebody gets a heart attack instead of dying from a threat in a movie. Like that is always a good bit. I wish that it was in a better movie. But Doug actually you brought up this question of like what tone is this supposed to be taking, right? And I think that they're on some level they are trying to be winking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they're not doing a good enough job on the baseline to where they can't earn that right to wink with the audience too. right? You know, like to where
Because
now
there's
we're
just
like,
such incompetence that like they
Yeah.
can't really meet the level of the jokingness. Because like after that, is that where we get where the kids are doing like the hello operator, these dialing number, not like but they're using like a severed hand.
yeah. And it's like that in theory would be a good joke in like a Naked Gun movie, right?
Right.
But in the context of this, it's like we're supposed to like sincerely wonder where this grandmother is, right? If this movie were better, it would be ironically like the 80s house movies, right? Where it has more of a comedic note to it.
Right. So, that would have been a swing. That would have been or like Troll. I bring up Troll again. This reminds me a lot of Troll. You know,
You're on the
um,
money with that comparison.
the first one, like, oh, we're like in a small apartment building, and they're like the colorful characters. They're all getting picked off one by one, and like one of them turned young, and they're all being fancifully done. But like if it had more of that tone, where it was like, oh, this is kind of creepy and odd, but also it knows it's being goofy, so there's like this weird, this farcical tone to it. That would have been so good. But no, it's like it's trying to make us take it seriously a bit, but it's not taking itself seriously in terms of like, actually being we worth watching.
Yeah, but they got Michael Ironside, so gravitas check, right?
We got 15 minutes left of this fucking movie, and he hasn't spoken once.
We're about to get to the one scene where he like says like a second of exposition or something. I don't even remember. That's what he does, right?
It's pretty much it. If he doesn't say anything we don't already know. We already know everything.
Yeah, Gatlin, the kids. There's a cold in Gatlin, and I don't know.
He who walks behind the rose, like they hired him to say that. That's it, right? That's why he's here. And like we were wondering about like the theology of this earlier on. Like this feels very Catholic to me. This feels like an exorcism movie in a sense. He's supposed to be like the Catholic priest in the scenario, and our protagonist is supposed to be like the person who's interfacing with the spiritual world for the first time. Like that's the structure they're trying to take here.
This is like The Exorcist, but if the priests like showed up for one scene and then left.
I think you got this covered. Like it's not that big of a deal. If you don't sort this out surprisingly, then that's on you.
Like he is very fucking useless. He is. I thought he was gonna do something, but he's like there, like, oh, these kids, man. Oh well.
He's like the psychic in the first I think it's the first Paranormal Activity, right? Where the psychic comes and he just like immediately is like, the vibes here are fucked, and then he walks out the door.
Good movie. We should be talking about the Paranormal Activity movies.
Never. Oh, maybe. How many are there again? 8, 12, 20?
There's not 12. I'll tell you that much.
I think there's like 7 or 8. I think it's like 8 or 9 actually. Sorry.
But I do want to watch the Japanese one, and that's tempting.
And I still have never seen marked ones.
Marked ones is pretty funny. It's a goofy one.
It's the one with the Brujas, right?
I still stand by that the Wreck ripoff is not that bad. Even though it's a giant ripoff of Wreck. And
which one was the Wreck ripoff?
No, Next of Kin.
No, Next of Kin is the Amish one, right? That wasn't like Wreck.
That was they fucking stole like the last half of that is Wreck.
Oh, right. They got the same creature.
And then even like the whole like the shot composition of like, oh, the camera, I gotta crawl to it. Oh, I pulled back. It's so
the story. You know the story with that movie?
Yes. No.
They added Paranormal Activity to the name after the fact. Like it was made as an original horror film first.
Oh, Cloverfield.
Yeah,
Cloverfield
exactly.
it.
I've been watching all the Cloverfield movies recently. That's why I've been posting about a lot. And I gotta say, those movies are terrible.
Well, hold on. The original and the Cloverfield Lane. I have issue with like the last 5 minutes of Cloverfield Lane because it goes too big. But like, I think those are both solid.
I mean, they're solid, but like as the complete experience, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Well,
Like,
it's not supposed to be
exactly. I know. So like, that's what gets me. Like, I wish the other two had different titles. I really
Just
do.
watch them. Just watch them as like Twilight Zone episodes, and then I mean, the third one is just a really bad. Be like, okay, I don't know what they were doing this episode.
Well, I was gonna say, like, the third movie is a lot funnier as like a sarcastic watch than this movie is, right?
Yes.
Like, if you're looking for something ironically to laugh at, Cloverfield Paradox has like a lot of startlingly famous people delivering terrible performances with a ludicrous plot. This movie has like barely anything going for
We're
it.
almost done. What have we talked
Yep.
about?
This movie should have had Donald Logue Skype in and be like, hey, if you turn on that particle accelerator,
children.
there's gonna be a lot of core.
A lot of kids everywhere.
Vincent D'Onofrio is like on the other end, like waiting for his call to tell him about his Bagul problem. You know, like,
So let me tell you something. Okay, as I mentioned, it's like 12 minutes left of this movie. So let me run down. Let me run down what we've seen so far. Okay, let me make
The
a
Rock,
list.
the rundown.
Let me make a list here. Okay, grandma Vision. Okay, gets to hotel, meets cop, meets neighbors. Let's see here. Meets cop again. Neighbors die. Meets Michael Ironside. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all we. The movie is like 15 minutes from being over, man. That's all that's happened.
I'm riveted. I don't know what you're talking about.
Elvis, it sounds like you've got a problem with vibes, right?
Is
it more of a- This movie has rancid vibes. How about that?
Oh, but what about that blinking green light in the the hallway? That's
Right.
a vibe. That's kind of like Beetlejuice almost.
or how the walls they're like brick, to like be like a like its juxtaposition to the wallpaper on the walls. Oh, look at how creepy it is. Oh, I love it when like, I don't know how much I want to jump around, but I was just saying in the climax, like in the moment when like we have like the showdown with the protagonist and the kids, and she's in the hallway and you get that warp effect. And they just keep on getting closer on that shot, and it's like, you had nothing here. You just had a room full of kids in a hallway, realized it wasn't scary, and then we're just like, I gotta put some filter on this to make it creepy.
Right.
So anyway, so you say we're at the climax, but it's like this movie's almost over. We're at the climax already. So so she goes back to her hotel room, and then the little girl who's like kills before again, and so she gives her like her fucking PDA to play with because she's obsessed with like video games. It's this one ghost that says the video games. Everyone else is like, okay, we're good.
Fucking Zoomers and their iPads.
All right, so she gets captured by the kids and lead her down to the basement where all the weed plants have been replaced with corn. And
when she's screaming, running through the corn, I was laughing so much that was maybe almost made it worth it. Not really, but I got a little enjoyment out of it.
Is this the first one with CGI like this? Like the CGI in this movie is hilarious.
Hey, we did see CGI in Urban Heart and on
That
Final
was real corn.
Final
I don't know what
Sacrifice.
you guys are talking about.
we saw CGI in Final Sacrifice. Okay, I'm not,
Right.
and especially in the extended edition, which I would have seen the first time I saw.
Oh, when he goes to hell.
Yeah,
Right.
He
That's
gets
right. It did.
He gets
It had
spawned.
the lawnmower man effects. Yeah.
All right, so this is where we meet our fucking boy preacher of this one, and it's Abel, and it does the thing that I kind of said they should have probably done with some of these, where he has an adult man voice, which is kind of creepy and kind of fun, but he has no presence. He's just like, we gotta get a bulky kid to do this, and it's all he has. He's a bulky kid, and they ADR him.
He doesn't even have a hat.
He does.
Yeah, he's got a hat.
Oh, he does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was already tuning out.
He looks a bit like Vigo, like Vigo the Carpathian as a kid, kind of.
Oh, that's right, and I agree that the voice being an adult, it makes sense. But like, this is the worst of the child preachers that we've gotten so far because he doesn't preach. There's no like sequence where he's like holding court.
Hey, we didn't get any child preaching in the Isaac Return either.
Oh, we had Isaac in a hospital bed. That's kind of the same.
Well, he had like some frat members, like who were like, "Yeah, let's sacrifice." So you can assume that he was preaching to them.
But you're right. Like there is like the franchise is off the rails at that point. And with this character particularly, I have no understanding of why they're in charge. Right? Like ultimately, like I feel like we see more of like the girls with like blonde and ginger hair. I feel like they're more in charge than this kid with the hat is. He leaves no impression on me.
Yeah,
I mean, but they're too busy playing games. So
they were building up to this guy.
And the problem with them is I can't be threatened by them because like if you throw some Lego at them, they're done. That's what they're doing in the afternoon.
So she also meets her grandmother again, who's a young girl.
This kid looks like young Jodie Foster a little bit,
but also he looks nothing like her picture of herself as a young girl. So we see the young girl version of the mother of the grandmother, and she looks nothing like this other version of her. And so I mean, was it a different kid actress? Could they not get the same kid actress as?
They probably just stopped. They're like, we gotta turn this in tomorrow. Who gives a fuck?
Wrap it up. Like they're throwing in the stock sound effects as they're taking the movie away from them. Like, we gotta send it to Dimension today, and they're like, no, we were too high. We didn't edit the movie.
This was supposed to premiere on Stars yesterday.
No.
So this was also one thing I don't understand either. So we see the kids as she's trying to run away from them. They are opening up all of the oven lights, all the gases on there. And like so they're gonna burn it down. But the corn is where they're currently reside. That's burning it down, and then everything explodes, and their plan is foiled. So. Was it just again just a massive more suicide?
Yeah, well, like what? Yeah, like that exactly, right? Like why were they the ones who turned on the stoves, right? Like they were the ones who did that to themselves, and she just kind of threw the fire at the stove, and that was that. Right?
What they were going to do? Weren't they going to do that themselves anyway? Like what's clearly the end result?
She just did what they wanted.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. My God, Abel is the mastermind. He thought like 5, 6 minutes.
He's like the Joker.
My favorite is when they run out of the building and they show like the windows exploding. My favorite thing, maybe my favorite effect in the movie is all of the explosions are stock footage explosions that have been like cropped onto them. So like if you look at like the windows when they explode, they're like 3 separate explosions that would have happened in like a desert field somewhere that have just been superimposed on these windows, so they just look completely jarring and out of place. I'm sorry, that's a nitpick, but
no, that was a practical explosion. This is like Nolan-esque filmmaking. I don't know what you're talking about.
They made miniatures for this.
I want to see this on IMAX.
It would probably look better on IMAX. I believe that. So, so my favorite part of this whole thing, and when she gets cornered in the hallway and the kids are all walking toward her, and yes, things are kind of getting fish-eye for some fucking reason. Is she high? Is it the gas? I don't know. But for some reason,
in a Beastie Boys music video? I don't know.
For some reason, though, in these imposing children of the sheriff's 5, there's 5 children in the corner at this point. They couldn't get all the other kids back because they all perished in set accidents by then. Okay, so we see one child like on like a ghost swing because it's not attached to anything. It's just swinging behind the rest of the children, and I think that's really fun. Like if you're
what's the point of that, right? Like, are they in the circus now? Like, when did this happen?
If I'm gonna be a ghost, I'm bringing my swing with me, man. But you're right.
I'm being ignorant to them. Yeah, I'm not letting them have fun. You're right, Elvis.
Yes, you're right.
I like the ghost faces that float away after the explosion.
You know why?
It confirms that this movie's in the Long Legs universe.
You know why the kids did that, though? You know why the kids did the stove? The real reason? is because otherwise it would have to waste time showing her doing it, and this movie has like 2 minutes left in the runtime, so they don't have enough time.
I think that literally was they were just trying to like what's the shortest route between 2 points, and they're like, I don't know, the kids fucking turn the stove on.
Yeah, so we can see the kids chasing her while doing it, so she don't have to waste time doing it. we don't have to waste some time her going like, wait a minute, my plan, like, and thinking things through. She just be done for her. She don't have to. You don't have to do any bullshit. So she gets out of the hotel, but not after getting almost evil deaded by some corn. That's the second time this has happened in this franchise. It's crazy. And I don't know, man. Michael Ironside is Michael Ironside up again? No, he doesn't. I thought it was him. I thought it was gonna be him who saves it from the corn, but it's detective guy.
I also thought that was going to be him, but no, yeah, it's Lance Bass.
Yeah. And so they
like,
run.
not the non-love interest who's just like, oh, he exists there to maybe be flirtatious, maybe not. He's just Canadian.
Yeah. And the hotel explodes, foiling his plan, Abel's plan, even though the kids are clearly doing it. But then the movie fucking ends. That's it. The movie is not. There's no epilogue. There's no denouement. The corn is on fire, but they did the ones that did it. So wasn't this something that they would have done? Who knows? But at least it's one that ended with someone pregnant, which is also what's happened like the last fucking 3 of these.
I like that it just kind of gives up on like a statue with the fire in the background. It actually does feel a lot like the first movie.
Exactly.
The first movie has like a very abrupt ending like that. So
Like,
I guess in that sense, it's very.
Let's just roll credits here. Let's just roll the credits.
It's true to the franchise.
Yeah. So all criticisms null and void. This is the best one in the franchise.
This is literally the second one. This one got back to the roots, man.
Yeah, brought it home.
Dimension seal of quality. And I don't know, man. Revelation. What was Revelation? What was revealed?
Some kids killed themselves. I don't know.
Michael Ironside even can not care about what he's in. Like there is a ceiling to what he will say. Like I'm not giving you all of my time.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing to say. I think watching it, you understand everything it's trying to say, because it's trying to say here's some creepy kids in some creepy locations, but we're gonna shoot them on a shoestring budget, and then that's it. There's some corn somewhere too. This is the most literal. There's children and there's some corn. That's all we need for this to be a movie. Type ass Children of the Corn film. There's nothing else to it.
Wait, should we do the checklist? Like, because there are children and there are corn.
So I want to say one thing. You kind of see exactly what John Franklin was saying when he was like, you know what? When we pitched our thing, they were like, great, because we were running out of ideas. This is exactly what they meant. Of course, they ran out of ideas. So you can tell it probably had this one written. Like, oh my god, if we don't think of anything, we had to go off this script. And John Franklin was like, hey, here's something I like. Okay, good. And he just waited until that one was like, okay, now we gotta do a relation, man. And I feel like that's the process here, because it feels like there's no ideas here. So cornfield, yes. Corn-based kills, yes. No farm-based kills because we're in the city.
Well, they say something about like the beheading we don't see was done with a scythe.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna give it to that. Farm-based.
Hold on, let's not go easy on this. Now we're growing too soft on this film. Sorry,
that's true. Brunette little boy who speaks weird? No, but we did add a little kid who speaks weird. Yes. Prophetic drawings? No, but there is graffiti. But it's not prophetic.
She has a dream, but that's not a.
Yeah, that's the next one. That's The Shining. She has The Shining.
Okay.
Okay, beating up kids? No.
We've really lost the thread on that one.
Yeah, my God, it was such a staple too, and now it's lost.
Call your local senators.
He who walks behind the rose. Yes. Bad possession effects? No, but other bad effects? Yes. All right. Religion? Kinda.
Yeah, I guess.
There's a priest in here. they
The
don't really
devil.
care. They don't really care about the like. It feels more like just an ideological cult than a religious cult. You know?
Yeah.
What's this called? What's that? What's called that movie? That short. I mean, Bad Karma.
Uh,
I don't know.
The VHS one.
In VHS 2?
Yeah,
Yeah, the really good one.
yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. It was Bad something. I think. We're gone from those days. Climax in a cornfield. Yeah, I guess so. It's a cornfield. It's a magical one in an apartment building. But yes, choral chanting. No. Well, there is some rips in the theme in the score.
Safe Haven is the
Safe Haven. That's what it
yeah.
was. Safe Haven. Killing adults. Yes, but it's not really the point here. I think they're just doing some sort of ritual. All right. And then pregnancy cliffhanger. I put this one on. I thought we were on a roll. I thought there's like 3 movies in a row. Pregnancy was the cliffhanger. I put this one on last time, and then boom, they
Like, what are these movies even about?
Yeah, right. Is there like no consistency? I need people to get pregnant at the end of these movies, preferably adults.
She could be pregnant. I don't know, from osmosis.
That was Abel's plan. You know, she got pregnant by all the smoke from the fire.
All those ghost faces that went up with the building, they like went into her.
Like
all
Freddy.
of the microplastics that were in the styrofoam cups that she's been consuming has given her a child.
I do like that the cop was like, "Here's your cup. See, you ate it last time." He's like, "Haha." So that was kind of cute.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
A better movie there.
Yeah, we should make a rom-com that's like half like a supernatural, occult detective movie. Like, oh, there's rom-com shenanigans, but also people are getting killed and skinned by a demon.
Well, yeah, think about all
Like
these
Sinister
horror
2.
movies, right? Like think about every single horror movie you've ever seen, right? Where like there's a 2 people, like they're like maybe like just getting to know each other and they're like going out on their first dates, and then all this shit happens. Like at that point, you're kind of like obligated to stay together, right?
Yes, I love Hard Eyes too, Tony. I love Hard Eyes too.
I never saw it.
Exactly, that's the plot.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
And they're making a second one.
Oh no!
Even though
I purposely didn't watch that.
Even though Hard Eyes died at the end of the first one, so I'm not sure how that could continue.
I mean, that's never stopped a franchise before.
So true. Anyway, and
Isaac died. Look, he came back.
Hey, he was possessed and then died. So obviously he was buffed. He got a little bit of a buff on his HP there. But Revelation, again, you said before we started recording, I think, that this was meant to be the last one. What was revealed?
That's right. That was the plan. And when we were hypothesizing about like, oh, the 6th one interrupted their plans with this one, you're on the money. The script was written before the 6th one. They did delay it because of the 6th one.
Oh my God.
This was literally, they had run out of ideas.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because neither of these feel like 6 or 7 as a final chapter are both like wet farts. I mean, maybe 6 a little more just because it has that ominous note of like, oh, the baby, but like they're nothing endings. Like if this is like the end of the line.
So they wasted more money after getting 6. Did they think they're like, well, maybe people really do want these to be standalone and no continuity? Was that the hypothesis? Like, why would they throw more money at something that they're planning on ending anyway? Yeah,
I think that we answered our own question earlier. Like a lot of this seems like it has to be like some kind of money laundering. There's no reason that this movie had to be $2.5 million.
Those sets were like $0. So.
Yeah, those sets existed already. It was filmed like on the what's it called, the quantum leap model of just going to the back lot and basing whatever you could on what you got.
Pretty much, and they did that when in Alberta, Canada. Like that's you don't have a lot of options there, right? So it was done on the massively cheap. They had no idea what they were doing with the story of this or how to continue with the franchise in general. It makes a lot of sense that there's going to be a massive gap in between the next one that we're talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, because in between even that and this, we get our first remake, and I can't wait to
Praise
see how that
be.
happen. Yeah, but I do want to say that what's it called? I was gonna say something. It's giving me fucking dementia. I feel like old man.
You're going to say this is your favorite movie.
It's been my favorite movie, yeah. But no, we were talking about last ones. Yes, okay, I remember now. Talking about these two don't feel like last ones. 6 and this don't feel like last ones at all. But you know what does? Fab Sacrifice, because we know in that universe, John Red Bear is like protecting the fields forever.
He put it to bed.
Yeah, they really should have like reordered these.
That's we don't know. Then that could take place in 2020.
They don't give like a date when in any of these. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah, even though it takes place right after the first one, we don't know how long that time skip. Maybe all of these take place in like the same week, except for Isaac Return. Jesus Christ,
So that's the farthest in the timeline.
exactly. John Red Bear was was slacking, or he went to heaven. Who knows? Anyway,
you need like one Children of the Corn movie to unite all of them, right?
Yes.
Like you need like one that's just purposely built around trying to bring together all of the desperate lore from each of these, just like little Easter eggs. That's the Children of the Corn that we can make.
like Cloverfield Paradox. Yeah, I agree.
Have the Cloverfield monster show up at the end. Why not?
But yeah, there's nothing else to say about this, is there?
Not by my estimation. No, this one was a lot faster than the previous ones.
Yeah, because this is what is the purpose? Like, what's going on here? Other than wanting to keep the rights from Stephen King,
they're just hoping that people at the rental store pick up this DVD.
They just I know Children of the Corn. Let me grab that.
And look, it's a little girl, and there's a scythe, and she's on a pentagram, and look, we have like a 7 font kind of going on, you know, and so it looks contemporary. I'll say that. The movie itself, as you mentioned, it feels like a straight up fucking 80s anthology show, but the poster does look contemporary. It looks very modern, so you could be fooled. I thought this was gonna be cool. I thought it would be cooler than it was.
That's another element that I'm interested in going forward is like the Children of the Corn franchise, even though the first movie was in the 80s, like this really felt like a 90s franchise. This felt like a sampler platter of what movies used to be like in the horror genre. And now when we enter the 2000s, like I feel as though like from a textual standpoint, from a thematic standpoint, I feel like Children of the Corn only gets less and less relevant as the years go along. Like I don't think that this framework executed this exact way has aged particularly well. So it's surprising that they keep on coming back to this well.
I completely agree. Jesus Christ, man.
I'm surprised we keep coming back to this well.
There's only 4 more left, man. Only a month left. By this time in June, we'll be sitting pretty in clear, man. Just think about it.
Okay.
All right. I have
when your kids are like, hey, so what were you doing during the Iran war when everything collapsed and society as we knew changed? What were you doing? I was watching the Children of the Corn movies.
My God. I mean,
historic.
True. It's true. All right. So any other thoughts on this one at all?
And this franchise started with Iran too. So like,
oh my God, you're right.
Exactly.
You know what? Somewhere out there, someone's getting the perfect inspiration to make a good new one.
By the end of this retrospective, one of us is going to change our avatar to Cool Imani. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, but I'm by the end of this, I'm gonna start saying that the original is probably one of the better ones.
I mean, at this point, like it is by default, you know, like one
Right.
of the better ones,
This,
right?
this has thrown off the curve. And even if I wasn't hot on Eyes Returns, this one has thrown off the curve so much that like I feel like all 1 through 6 will be like, you know what, it's a good saga. It's worth your time. And then this one, like, no. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the remake, the Sci-Fi Channel remake. I actually seen that one before. Actually seen that one before when it came out. I remember it being existing.
Okay.
Well, that's more than some movies can be, you know.
This barely exists, for example. Rented on video and also on DVD. God fuck you, Dimension. So
No theaters.
no, but you know what? We should put in IMAX. I believe in it.
Yeah. Re-release it.
So, any
Let's
last
get that
thoughts at
going.
all? Any last thoughts at all?
Well, none on my end.
Okay.
I'm ready
Yeah.
to put this corn to bed.
Yeah, it's the shortest one in a while, but it deserves it. So, Doug, let us know where you can find you.
Yeah, you can follow me here at the Doug Files, and then me and Tony host a movie podcast. These guys got juice. We've got a lot of great episodes in our backlog. We recently just finished our coverage of The Pit season 2, and then we got some cool stuff coming up this month. So yeah, stay tuned to that.
And you, Tony, where can we find you?
You can find me at Poor Old Rolo Tony on Twitter. And as Doug said, I also co-host These Guys Got Juice. And we've been talking about The Pit. The finale of that discussion just came out, so you can check that out. And I'll be recording a new episode of Two Cent Film Critic this week, so expect a new episode of that very soon. But yeah, that's it for me.
You're right, and you can catch up with us next week as we go to the Sci-Fi Channel original movie version of Children of the Corn. We're going back to the beginning. We're gonna see all our
Back to
favorites
basic.
again. We're gonna see Bert, Vicky, Malachi, and Isaac.
I'm gonna be like one of those like the fandom menace people of like, not my Isaac. They don't get it right.
I'm going to take a video of myself watching the trailer for the next Children of the Corn with tears in my eyes, just excited that all my friends are back. Oh man, Isaac! They brought Isaac back.
This is for the real Children of the Corn fans. Yeah, the critics would understand.
Right. Yeah, they'll have we'll put up the Rotten Tomatoes scores. They're wrong. It'll be like the Michael Jackson movie.
Okay, Isaac in the reboot or the one we're about to watch it's been so long since I watched Dexter. Who's Cody Bennett? Is that like his stepson?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So Dexter's stepson is Isaac. Cool.
How low we've fallen, right? Like, because that was something I checked earlier. Was like weeks earlier, I should say. Is like the going forward, there are no like massive stars in the.
Yeah, he was in the Crazies. He was in the Crazies as well. So if talking about remakes, man, like he was in the Crazies the year after. So
yeah,
I think
major stars. You're eating your words.
he bounced back.
You know what? I'll see myself out. You're right. I apologize. I've got my tail between my legs now.
But I'm into it because like I need to. Crazy is one of the remakes ever fucking made. I think.
Yeah, so you think this is going to be on that level?
It is. It's totally going to be. I totally agree and understand that it will be. So fuck it. This movie sucks. I have nothing else to say. I'm gonna log out. So thank you for listening. If you did, we're out of here. We'll be back next week.
Bye.